Live from the Xfinity Lounge, it is the PHLY Eagles kickoff show ahead of the big Super Bowl LIX rematch. Wulf, Jamie Lynch here to take you through it. We're going to hear from EJ Smith, who was live at Arrowhead Stadium. We're going to hear from Fran Duffy breaking down an important part of the X's and O's of this matchup. Jamie, how you feeling about the Super Bowl rematch? It's been a long time since we've gotten to watch the Eagles play, it feels like.
This is such an interesting game because the last time these two face each other, you destroyed them. And look, it's only one game. It's not like people overreact to week one of the NFL season, but it does fit. There's like this anxious energy of, I can't wait to find out how this game goes because I want to know if we broke the Chiefs. It does feel like
Sure.
and I use break relative. Like they're still going to be better
Sure.
than 70% of the NFL because of who they have at quarterback. But if the Eagles go out there again today and send a message, I really think the idea of the Chiefs starting 0-2, like the offensive possible woes, we'll see what happens today. If the defense keeps them in check, like there's a lot of things that could be kind of conversational after this game if it goes the Birds' way.
Yeah, listen, I mean, last time these two teams played, the Eagles defense had one of the best performances you will ever see in your life.
Yeah.
And like the stats, big picture may not bear that out because, you know, they put up all that garbage time, nonsense yardage. But I mean, you know, it was like, as the professor has told us, like 21 consecutive successful plays, right? And we can flash up, we can show you how Jalen Hurts, the reigning Super Bowl MVP, compared to Patrick Mahomes in that game. But that doesn't even tell the full picture. Now, this is Jalen Hurts, who has played against the Chiefs a bunch in his career.
Fifth time, 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, every year of his existence in the NFL, he has faced the Chiefs.
And Jalen Hurts has played very well against the Chiefs. I mean, of course, we all remember the Super Bowl game in which they lost, and Jalen Hurts probably outplayed Patrick Mahomes in that game. But to me, yeah, like the two players, well, there are three players who I think are just, you know, very much in focus for the Eagles in this game. On offense, it is Jalen Hurts. Let's see how he does, as always, against Patrick Mahomes, coming off of that Super Bowl performance and coming off a great performance in week one against the Cowboys. Obviously, we want to know how A.J. Brown looks on this offense.
It's a big storyline.
You know, does he have more than one catch? I would hope so. And then on the other side of the ball, you know, Jalen Carter coming off of his 6 seconds of hell. What's he going to look like going up against a Chiefs offensive line that has some very good players in the interior, but can be had in general?
Yeah, I think those are going to be heavily discussed in our post-game show. Jalen Carter and the trickle-down effect on the rest of the line. Zadarius Smith is going to be in the mix a little bit today, so we'll see how that goes. But I would imagine that Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith's lives become a lot easier with just Jalen Carter's sheer presence in there. And one of the last images we saw, it's a great Eagles all-time photo, was Jalen Carter smushing Patrick Mahomes right in his face mask. So if you need a smile today, just look up that photo. But Jalen Carter being back hopefully calm some of the fears I think maybe people in the building had last week after kind of a slow edge rushing start.
All right, let's get to the inactives for this game. Tanner McKee is inactive, but is the designated third quarterback, which is a bit of an improvement off of last week when he was just declared out. He's still working his way back from the finger injury. You see Azeez Ojulari and Agbo Okoronkwo both down for the second week in a row, but that means that Zadarius Smith is active for this game and will play at least some on defense behind Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, with Josh Uche as well. Will Shipley is injured. He's got those ribs. He is down, but the newcomer Tank Bigsby will make his Eagles debut. We'll see if he is the primary kickoff returner in this game. Drew Kendall is down. And then, of course, the big one here, Dallas Goedert, not playing in this game. Cameron Latu, promoted from the practice squad for this game. He will join Grant Calcaterra and Kylan Granson. And then you also have Marcus Epps being promoted from the practice squad for this game. What's the big concern for you there, Jamie?
Dallas Goedert.
Right?
Yeah. You know, I know you guys went over on the show on Thursday, but his effect not only in the passing game, but in the pass protection game and the running game. Dallas Goedert is an excellent blocker. You know, you lose something there. And Saquon Barkley, it was one of the few teams that kept him in check last year. So if you're losing your best edge blocker in the run game, how much of an effect does it have there? So the Dallas Goedert one to me is pretty massive. And it's not just me. I think anybody with two eyes that watches football can see the impact.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, last time these two teams played, the Chiefs were able to, corral Saquon Barkley. But even beyond that, Dallas Goedert was the most effective player in the passing game for the Eagles last week. Now they're going to have to lean on DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown. We will see if they can get that done. All right, time for a quick break. And on the other side, we're going to check in with E.J. Smith, our Eagles insider, to find out what he can tell us from Arrowhead. Hopefully, as you are watching us here, you've got a good internet setup and you're not just at some jabroni's house who's got a bad setup where they're lagging and buffering and switching between apps to find the game. Some guy who claimed he was a big fan, and then you feel like you've been fan-fished. No. Because if you call yourself a football fan, you have got to have Xfinity. It is the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games and your favorite teams all in one place, and the way that you watch is next level. It's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K make it so clear you feel like you're at the stadium. On top of all that, you get real-time notifications and live stats right on your TV. It is the best seat in the house every time. So next game day, make sure that the big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
And let me tell you about the Ford F-Series, because the legendary Ford F-Series is the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. It brings work-ready toughness with modern-day tech and luxury. It has 6 different powertrain options, including a hybrid and a fully electric Lightning model. They have a 3.5-liter power boost. They have a hybrid V6 that delivers 430 horsepower with an amazing towing capacity. And they have a military-grade aluminum alloy body, which is tough, lightweight, and corrosion resistant. So you people down the shore, that salt air, that can corrode a truck. You probably need yourself the F1. An interior work surface that folds out to be a desk inside your truck. It's smart and convenient. Max recline seatings, nearly 180 degrees of recline. Great for that work site nap or little break if you need it. 360-degree cameras, Blue Cruise features for highway hands-free driving, plenty of cab options, regular Super Cab and Super Crew. For more information, visit your local Ford store.
All right. Back on the PHLY Eagles Kickoff Show, presented by Bet365 and Ashley. And as we await E.J. Smith, listen, Kansas City, it's kind of like, it's no Philadelphia. And so their Wi-Fi is not as good there.
Yeah.
They don't have Xfinity.
Well, they need Xfinity. It's not Xfinity country, clearly.
Right. And so, EJ's having problems because he's got fan-fished by the Chiefs Stadium.
By the Hunt family.
So as we await EJ joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, let's talk a little bit more about Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. The last time that these two guys...
This is turning into like a pretty great rivalry because both these guys usually play pretty... I mean, Jalen Hurts plays some of his best ball against Mahomes.
And you look at that stat, and this is from the Super Bowl, and it looks like they played a pretty even game. I mean, come on. Nobody thinks that was the case. Now, the rushing yards play a big deal there. And I think the rushing yards will play a big factor in this game, Jamie. The two guys here led the NFL in first downs off scrambles last week, both of them tied for 5. And with Patrick Mahomes not having Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice in this game, he's got Tyquan Thornton and Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown.
TikTok boy.
There's going to be a real importance for the Eagles defense on making sure that Patrick Mahomes as a scrambler does not, get after them.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, a lot this week, what Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell bring to the middle of the field. And I would imagine, Uncle Vic does want to keep an eye on those kind of back-breaking third down scrambles that Mahomes can get with you. So, again, a lot of people are going to have eyes on Bond and Jahad in the middle of the field there. How do they handle and I saw a pretty funny comment in the chat. I think it was Old Dirty Yams said, why was Travis Kelce dressed up like a toddler at a wedding today with the top half suit and the bottom half shorts? But
I feel like you could pull that off.
No, I would never.
No?
No. But Travis Kelce looks like his age finally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He looks a little bit slower out there. I think.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think he's finally looks normal. I don't want to say he's easy to keep in check. He is their top option. So we'll see. But Bond and Jahad are probably going to have a huge impact on this game. the one worry in the back of my mind, Bo, and you can tell me this is silly if you want, but Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are 21-4 in their career together, straight up coming off a loss. So, like, right now, I think the Eagles have the advantage if you stack it in most categories here, but that does, like, just linger in the back of my mind. Like, they don't often lose 2 in a row. They certainly don't lose 3 in a row. So, like, I wonder if nature just kind of has a little bit of an impact on the game there.
Well, and probably the skeptic in you is wondering if the league is going to tilt it on that side.
Yeah. If Jalen Carter's anywhere near Mahomes today, it's going to be like roughing the passer. So, you kind of have to play a controlled mental game today, I think, a little bit. Just because
Which Sirianni himself was not able to do last time they went to Kansas City.
Yeah. So we'll see. But, yeah, Mahomes, you don't want to see any of those, like, 3rd and 8 pickups, those scrambles. Hopefully Bond and Jihad can chase him down.
All right, well, while we wait for EJ, let's instead turn the page here to an important part of the game for the defense. And we haven't yet talked about Cooper DeJean, who is obviously such a huge part of that Super Bowl victory. Fran Duffy, our real X's and O's expert and a very handsome guy, breaks down how that happened and what it might mean for the game today here on the PHLY Eagles pregame show.
All right, so as we get ready for this Super Bowl rematch, there's a lot going on here in Eagles land, and obviously a lot to be talked about with the cornerback position. And one part of that discussion is whether or not Cooper DeJean should move from the slot outside to CB2 opposite Quinyon Mitchell. Now, when we were having this discussion, I thought, what better way to take a look at what Cooper DeJean brings than to look at the pivotal play from last year's Super Bowl, his pick 6 against the Kansas City Chiefs. One of the things that I love about Cooper DeJean, it's one of his superpowers, is his awareness in zone coverage. It showed up last year as a rookie, and it showed up during his college career at Iowa as well. And again, we'll take a look first half here. You can see that the Eagles are now in cover 4. It's quarters coverage where you're going to have 4 defenders spread out across the deep part of the field with 3 defenders underneath. You have Cooper DeJean right up top there. He is responsible for the curl to flat area. So just inside the numbers, out towards the sideline. Zach Bond responsible for the middle of the field. Now, Kansas City on this play, they're going to roll Patrick Mahomes to his right. So he's going to essentially cut the field in half, and they are flooding the zone. It's a great way to be able to attack zone coverage. As you put multiple receivers into that area, you're putting a guy like Cooper DeJean into conflict, because if he's responsible for one area and you're putting 2 or 3 receivers to that area, he can't guard everybody, right? So that's what Kansas City is trying to do here. It's a version of a 3-level stretch where you've got receivers short, intermediate, and vertical, and then you've got a last receiver coming in, almost like a safety valve for the quarterback very late in the progression. Now, what happens here on this play is that Zach Bond recognizes very quickly what's going to happen, and he ends up running with the running back to the flat. Hey, you know what? They're going to roll out. I'm going to make sure that I take this underneath route away. That's going to free up Cooper DeJean. Now, again, one of his superpowers, one of Cooper DeJean's best traits is his understanding of zone concepts. And most guys in this scenario, seeing that Zach Bond crosses his face, is going to run to the sideline, he might just kind of float there and say, I'm going to get underneath that route towards the sideline. I'm responsible for that curl to flat area. So I'm just going to stay in my zone. I'm not going to worry about it. But what I love here about Cooper DeJean is that once he gets this part of the down, Patrick Mahomes is getting ready to get rid of this ball. Underneath route's taken away. DeJean takes away this intermediate route. You got the deep corner. Everybody's taken away. Cooper DeJean knows at this point in the progression, Patrick Mahomes is going to try and make a play, and that play is likely to come from this receiver on the back side of the route. So you've got 3 receivers all flooding the zone. I've got to get into that pass lane. So Cooper DeJean steps in front of this play. We know the rest. He takes it back to the house. Eagles win the Super Bowl. So I think when you're talking about moving Cooper DeJean from the inside in the slot to the outside, yes, he could still make plays like that. He did it at Iowa. He was primarily an outside corner. He could make those plays in zone coverage. Eagles fans, you've been watching this team for a long time. You think back to Asante Samuel, a great off-zone corner. You can jump routes and make plays in zone coverage as a corner on the outside. That said, in today's game, where offenses are getting so good at attacking the middle of the field, and you think about it, you're Cooper DeJean, you're a nickel corner. You're working in tandem with both safeties. You're working with the corners on the outside. You're working with the linebackers in the middle of the field. To remove that connective tissue from the middle and put him outside, you want to make sure you have a good answer. So that's why it's not just as simple as, all right, we're just going to take Cooper DeJean and slide him out. that might be the path that the Eagles take, but they will have a lot to think about before they make that call.
Well, it is Sunday, and you know what that means. A very good opportunity to take advantage of Bet365 SGP Sundays. It's never ordinary at Bet365. See for yourself with the SGP Sunday offer, where you place qualifying parlay bets totaling $20 or more on Sunday's NFL games, and you get up to $25 in bonus bets. Terms and conditions apply. Download the app and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and I will remind you of the breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And if the Lynch family is taking a road trip, you know what's in the car with us every time? Righteous Felon Jerky. It is a must for any car ride. Why? Because each serving, the sticks, they pack 8 to 9 grams of protein. Just 1 gram of added sugar. They're gluten-free, soy-free, and low sugar. Everything you want with nothing you don't. Whether you're fueling up for a workout or just dodging boring snacks, these meat sticks have your back. They're awesome. I personally love the teriyaki Balboa, but depending on the day, the street taco flavor can win me over without a doubt.
There's had one of those earlier today.
I saw you and Andrew were chomping away on some meat sticks right before the pregame show. They have lemon pepper turkey, which is a bright cracked pepper flavor. There's so many great flavors. You're sure to find the one that you love. You can grab all the flavors at righteousfelon.com and use code PHLY20 to get 20% off your first order. Or out in the streets, you can get the 2-ounce jerky bags, 2 for $10 at Wawa, and you'll also find them at Giant, Royal Farms, and thousands of independent stores across the country. Even saw some at Costco recently. Righteous Felon, high protein, bold flavor, no BS.
Joining us now on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line,
EJ,
for the moment at least, our Eagles insider, EJ Smith, with a bright red microphone. What's up, EJ?
Is this going to be a weekly trend? Like you're going to find something that some color in my shot that
If you're going to keep doing it,
maybe favorable to the opposing team. I'm not going to throw my wife under the bus this time. Actually, I can throw the other Julia under the bus because who do you think gave me this mic?
Wow.
Good point, yeah.
You know, Julia comes back early from her time off to run.
Oh, Julia knows how much I appreciate her.
For us today. Do all the game day stuff, and that's the thanks she gets from you.
Well, this is on you. You're the one that brought up the mic.
Fair point.
No, you could have taken the fall. You could have been
no. Be your own man, Bo.
All right, EJ, what's the word from Arrowhead? We've seen the inactives. We've talked about that, but give us the sense of how you think about this as we approach kickoff to the Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah, so really quick, just a very real-time update. Adoree Jackson and Andrew Makuba were the 2 starters with the base defense. And I note the base defense because that is a change for Andrew Makuba. So I'd expect to see a lot of him today. And in general, the thing that stands out walking to the stadium today, it is hot here. It is legitimately warm. It's about 90 degrees. It's windy. So I don't know, that's maybe a little bit of relief, but in Arrowhead, it's so... Yeah, it's a weird combo, but I know that the weather forecast that I saw, there are gusts up to 20 miles an hour. And if you look at the flags on the pylon, the flags outside the stadium, they are definitely blowing around pretty hard. So definitely a weird weather day here. But again, the wind factor, I don't think it's going to be as dramatic because Arrowhead is so vertical. It is almost like a dome in the sense of it's very enclosed. So yeah, those are some of the updates I have for you. Jake Elliott hit a 64-yarder during pregame. Nice. I think maybe benefiting from the wind a little bit, swirling around the stadium. But yeah, definitely an encouraging one for Jake Elliott there. I was watching him very closely in warmups today.
EJ, real quick, what percentage of the stadium or tailgaters do you think are wearing green today?
So the stadium, I might give it like 20-30%. There's definitely an
Pretty
Eagles
good.
contingent. It's not the most ridiculous Eagles road game, like, percentage I've seen. I mean, when you think about FedEx or SoFi Stadium, I mean, it can get to like 60-70%. But yeah, I'd say the Eagles are represented here for sure.
Can I go back to the base defense? Because why would
Yeah.
Adoree Jackson be out there instead of Cooper DeJean?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. But okay, so let me rephrase that. Andrew Makuba was out there for the base defense. Adoree Jackson was out there for the nickel
Got it.
defense. That's a good catch by you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to call you out. I just want to make sure that they haven't made
No,
some
no,
kind of
no.
crazy change.
It's a good
Adoree Jackson's moving up
delineation.
the
I
depth
meant,
chart.
yeah. Yeah, I just meant with the first team defense, I saw both of those guys. But yeah, that's a good point. That when they were in base, it was. I think the base one with Andrew Makuba is the one that was more of the standout.
What kind of impact or like leash do you expect for Zadarius Smith today?
Yeah, it's hard to say. He was out here very early, 2.5 hours before the game. He's part of the like grounding crew, like the guys who come out pregame without their shoes on. He took like a long lap around the stadium. I'd expect to see him some, especially he cleared that first hurdle. But the fact that Azizo Jalari and Ogbo Okoronkwo are both inactive kind of speaks to the fact that he could play a few snaps. And I don't know. Again, I don't expect to see him maybe in his normal what he's going to grow into that role, but I do think we'll see him a decent amount today.
As I see the Cowboys have pulled ahead of the Giants very late in that game.
This game's crazy.
See how that turns. What's that?
That
How
game
about
is
them
crazy.
Cowboys, EJ?
Does that reframe how you feel about the Eagles' win last week?
No.
Okay.
You?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, well, you've always been pretty bullish on the Cowboys,
That's
so
what I'm
I
saying.
guess.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that this
My
isn't a
boys.
convincing. I mean, if they had come out and beat the Giants handily, it would have maybe informed a little bit differently the week one performance.
So EJ, when we're talking in the post game show here, last time Saquon Barkley faced this team, he talked about it in the locker room on Thursday. They were kind of like the only team to keep him in check a little bit. Are we having that same discussion again in the post game show, or does Saquon look like Saquon out there today?
I'd expect Saquon to look like Saquon. I mean, there's only so much you can do if the Chiefs do completely sell out against the run. But I don't know. Especially with the way the Chiefs looked in week one, I think the Eagles offense has so many matchup advantages. If they do sell out to stop Saquon, I think they have real implications on the back end. So, I think most of the time, like Saquon has said before, that, it's not like teams haven't been selling out to stop him, dating back to last season. So I think the Eagles should still be able to get the run game going. The Chiefs' run defense is not, necessarily convincing as long as you can deal with guys like Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. So I'd still expect Saquon to have a decent day, but really the matchup I'm most watching or most paying attention to is that those matchups on the perimeter. AJ Brown, DeVonta Smith. I feel like those two, their ability to win against that Chiefs secondary could be the difference in the game.
All right, EJ. Well, we look forward to talking to you in the post-game show. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully by then, the Hunt family will have paid their wireless bill.
They need Xfinity.
You got fan-fished.
I did. This is like a real-life scenario.
Do we have a prediction from you?
Yeah, I didn't write one this week. I got to do a better job with that. I'm going to go 31-21 Eagles, which is a little bit of a flip-flop. I had the Chiefs going into the season, but the way they looked in Brazil, I feel like the Eagles have the talent advantage to win this one.
31-21. All right. EJ Smith, our Eagles insider. We will talk to you in about 4 hours. Thank you.
The red mic's not going anywhere.
All right. Now, by the way, I see some of the action in the chat. We love to see those custom emojis from those of you who have taken the plunge and joined the supporters club. You can do that as well for the real ones, true sicko level stuff. We like to say you get access to exclusive content and those custom emojis as well.
By the way, there's a behind the scenes Brandon Graham supporters club piece of content up there for you. So not only do you get to support Bo and myself, most importantly, Julia, but you get behind the scenes Brandon Graham footage. You get to do guys in emoji form. And you get a literal badge of honor that says how long you've been a supporter here. So it's a no-brainer.
And we will also tell you this is a big month for our friends at Big Brothers Big Sisters, our partners. And we are pushing you to, if you have the time, if you can do it, become a big. Why not? Make a difference with so much going on in the world, this is a place where you can really make a difference in your community. Our good friends at Big Brothers, Big Sisters. It takes just a little.
The most rewarding thing I would imagine a human can do, you know? Just
a supporters club.
Well,
do them both.
Yeah, do them both. Become a big, and then, you know, join the supporters club. It's a win-win.
All right, Jamie, let's get to our best bets. Now, both of us, we lost all 100 units last week. So that's okay.
Not a great start to the year.
We got 16 more weeks to make up for it.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off. Where do you start?
I will kick it off with, I just have to find my little notes here. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley. And not the way you're thinking. I'm not going to touch the rushing yards today, Bo. I'm going to go with the receiving yards. Over 14 and a half.
Okay.
I'm going to put 25 units on Saquon. I think it's going to come in one play.
I like this one for you, Jamie, because I actually thought that this was one way that the offense looked different from its bones last week, was that there seemed to be a little bit more of an allowance for Saquon to just sort of be out on a route.
Yeah, and all he has to do is make one guy miss, and he can get 15 yards like that. So I'm going with Saquon there. I do think they're going to force the narrative a little bit. I think they want A.J. Brown smiling. So I'm going to go with A.J. Brown, anytime touchdown. I'm going to put a little 50-unit spot on that. And then to close it out, I think there's going to be elements of a shootout at times today, especially if the Chiefs get it going against Adoree Jackson. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts over his passing yards, 209 and a half. I'll put my remaining 25 units on that.
Jamie, Russell Wilson hit Malik Neighbors for a 48-yard touchdown after the Cowboys took the lead. And so it looks like the Giants are going to steal one there. 25 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, the chat is going nuts about it. So
Neighbors is nasty. He's
very good.
He is filthy.
Yeah. My best bets here. Now, I'm also leaning into the A.J. Brown.
Real quick, this is kind of like best case scenario, right? Because this is going to assure Russ like a couple more weeks.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Probably right. I mean, it's not good for my spread your wins and fly. I wanted the Cowboys to get a win here, but that's okay.
The real important stuff.
So I think I have A.J. Brown's first catch under 9.5 yards. So this is I think the Eagles are going to
see the ball through the
ball, give him a quick pass to start things off.
That makes
25 units on that bad boy. I have Jalen Hurts over 1.5 passing touchdowns in this game. I feel like maybe a little bit of a zag in the red zone, and also in service of getting A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith, happy.
I could see that.
25 units on that bad boy. And then listen, this one has burned me many times in the past, Jamie, but I'm doing it again. Jahan Dotson over, I believe, 11.5 receiving yards, 50 units on the dot man.
Going big on Dotson.
Here we go.
Oh, love it. I mean, you got to be bold sometimes.
Got to be bold.
And Jahan Dotson is bold. Make sure you're using code PHLY365 at sign up for new users. And Bo, on the homepage of Bet365 right now, you can see the PHLY Eagles custom boost. It started plus 650. It's down to plus 600. But they're going to be up there every week from us here at PHLY. So make sure you're checking that out.
All right, my friend. Prediction time.
Ooh, I've gone back and forth on this because of, will the Chiefs really be 0-2 to start an NFL season? Does Raj and his mad mind and his script allow that to happen? I think it does happen for the first time. And I'm going to be peacocking around the studio saying that the Chiefs are dead and the Eagles killed them. I'm going with the Birds 34, Chiefs 24, little 10-point victory. Not too far off of, I just think that, I don't know, Jalen Hurts, I feel like he conquered them between the years. I don't think, it's not like big scary Patrick Mahomes anymore. It's like we've normalized them.
Okay. I'm not willing to go that far. And I do think that the Eagles offense is going to struggle a little bit today. I think that the impact of Dallas Goedert makes a difference. And I need to see that A.J. Brown looks right before I believe that he's going to be fully A.J. Brown. And so I think this game is going to play out almost like the first Super Bowl did. The Eagles are going to have a lead. It's not going to be quite as high scoring. It's going to be, let's say the Eagles are up 26-20. And Patrick Mahomes is going to lead a fourth quarter, very slow drip drive. And he's gonna give the Chiefs a lead, 27-26, with about 45 seconds left. But this time, Jalen Hurts is going to get the ball back. and Jalen Hurts is going to lead a field goal drive. Jake Elliott, we're going to see Jake the Make return, and he's going to hit a 56-yard field goal.
Wow, very
to
specific.
win the game.
Very specific.
29-27 Birds.
I'll take it.
There you go.
56
Julia's
yard.
fanning herself.
Yeah. 56 yarder. What made
56.
you settle on 56? I'm sure it was a lot of analysis.
No,
right?
just the truth. I saw vision. Yeah.
The mind's eye. Yeah, you got to trust the mind's eye.
All right. Well, hopefully for all of you, that's how it plays out. Hopefully for me, that would be the second week in a row that
Let us know how you guys
nailed the score precisely last week. We didn't do enough celebrating.
We didn't actually celebrate you. That was
at
commendable.
PHLY, we should have had
a cake
or a parade or something.
What's
like
your top
that.
cake?
Ice cream cake?
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit of a cop out, but it's just so bleeping amazing.
Otherwise, yellow cake, I would say.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
My mom makes a lemon blueberry pound cake that I would throw in the mix. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, ice cream cake all the way.
All right, I like that. Let us know in the chat, what's your favorite cake? You got 8 minutes to weigh in the comments before this game starts. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. We'll be with you at halftime for a little quick update on how the first half has played out. And then, of course, the post-game show presented by our good friends at Bet365 and Ashley. Vinny Curry joins us. Les Bowen as well. We'll hear from Fran Duffy. We'll hear from EJ Smith. We're here for you all day as the Eagles prepare for the Super Bowl rematch.
I think the Cowboys are driving.
Guess we'll see. Let's go watch it. We'll talk to you at halftime. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.